For most of us, the word tantric brings to mind dark magic, terrifying rituals, and opportunistic frauds. We have been conditioned to fear it. But older traditions suggest a different origin, a discipline focused on the specific, repeatable manipulation of energy. To understand these practices, we look to the accounts of Dr. Narayan Dutt Shramali. In his book, Tantric Trijata Aghori, he documented his efforts to cross into this hidden world, acting as a guide through encounters that seem to defy our understanding of nature. Dr. Shramali's journey points toward a place called Siddhashram. Traditionally, it is described as a sanctuary for yogis who have mastered subtle laws of energy. Reaching those who have preserved these traditions requires a significant physical and spiritual investment. The search for one such master required 4 days of climbing into the Himalayas toward Bhairav Pahadi. The trek was brutal. Freezing temperatures and blinding snow turned every step into a test of endurance. Eventually, exhausted and struggling for breath, Dr. Shramali reached the ancient Bhairav temple. He collapsed on the stone steps, convinced his body had reached its absolute limit. Then a massive shadow fell over him. A towering figure with wild, matted hair and powerful muscular arms suddenly appeared, blocking out the sun. This was Trijata Aghori. To find these rare, preserved abilities, a seeker must first be willing to face their most visceral fears. Trijata Aghori possessed an overwhelming presence. His voice echoed off the mountain walls like a physical tremor, his gaze fixed on him with unnerving intensity. The encounter was immediate and violent. Without a word, Trijata grabbed a live goat and effortlessly snapped its neck. He drank the blood flowing from the animal, then threw the body onto the rocky ground. Shramali notes that this was a demonstration of a specific ancient practice, the Shukro Pasit Mrit Sanjivani Vidya. Within this tradition, it is described as a system for restoring life to the dead. Trijata took water in his palm, chanted a mantra, and sprinkled the droplets over the animal. Instantly, the goat stood up, fully restored, and ran down the mountainside. The tension vanished moments later. When Trijata learned the traveler was a disciple of Dr. Shramali, his fierce demeanor changed completely. The giant wept with devotion, showing a profound respect for the traveler's teacher. This suggests a central tenet of the practice. Even a master capable of manipulating biological life and death places that power entirely below the value of devotion to their guide. These displays of force are also found in more populated areas, like the Saptamundi ashram at the Kamakya temple, a location associated with intense, concentrated energy. Accounts from this site describe a clash between two masters. Accounts say a mystic named Kapal Swami allegedly launched a highly destructive energy attack, a kritya, against the ascetic Swami Asanganand. Facing this assault, Asanganand counterattacked. This page details his use of the Petkarini kritya, a defense described as unstoppable. He took a handful of cloves and, through mantra, accelerated their kinetic energy, throwing them into the air like high-speed projectiles. The resulting impact created a blinding shockwave. In a single moment, the heat and pressure of the collision reduced Kapal Swami and his group to ash, leaving only dust in the wind. The encounter at Kamakya illustrates how tantric energy functions as a neutral force. Much like electricity, its impact depends entirely on the intent of the person controlling it. These accounts are not limited to the distant past or isolated mountains. These practices are linked to accessible, modern locations, including the popular town of Manali. This text introduces a 21-year-old woman named Hinu. She doesn't fit the image of a reclusive mystic. She lives a normal life with her family, yet she reportedly demonstrates a complete mastery over these same forces. To demonstrate her control to a group of skeptical monks, she didn't use a lengthy ritual. Instead, she reportedly manipulated the local gravitational field, causing a heavy metal box to rise and hover in midair. Following this, she entered a meditative state and reportedly achieved self-levitation, lifting her body several feet off the ground, remaining suspended in the air. Hinu's demonstration frames Tantra as Vigyan, a systematic manipulation of the physical world that operates on laws the modern era has yet to fully categorize. This knowledge is not restricted by age or background. It remains a path accessible to those who approach it with consistent discipline and the guidance of a realized guru.